You're aging faster than you should. Not because of your genes, not because of your lifestyle, but because two switches in your body have been left off. And here's the contradiction. For thousands of years, Taoist monks in the mountains of Wudang pressed these exact 2 points to slow aging, long before modern science existed. Then 3 separate Nobel Prizes, Osumi in 2016, Blackburn in 2009, Lowy in 1936, proved the mechanism behind their practice. Today, you're going to activate those same longevity switches inside your body. 3 minutes, 2 points, one system that can begin reversing biological aging from the inside out. You already feel the early signs of accelerated aging. The stiffness in your joints when you stand up. The fatigue that even strong coffee can't cut through. The slow recovery after stress, workouts, or long days. You may even feel that your mind isn't as sharp, like your thoughts move through fog instead of lightning. These aren't random annoyances. They're signals. Signals that your cells are drowning in their own waste, that inflammation is rising silently, that your body is burning through its reserves faster than it can repair them. What you feel on the outside, slower energy, slower recovery, slower mind, begins at the microscopic level. Your cells aren't cleaning themselves. Your telomeres are shortening under stress. Your vagus nerve, the master switch of your anti-aging system, is quiet when it should be active. And here's what's at risk if this continues. Your biological age drifts further from your actual age. Your immune system becomes chaotic. Your hormones destabilize. Your longevity pathways shut down. But the worst part? Most people don't know these mechanisms even exist, let alone how to activate them. Yet for centuries, Taoist practitioners treated aging as a system, not a sentence. They believed the human body had gates of renewal, points that, when pressed, awakened dormant life force. Modern science now calls that life force autophagy, telomere preservation, and vagus nerve activation. In the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly how to activate 2 of the most powerful longevity pathways ever discovered, using 2 Taoist pressure points validated by 3 Nobel Prizes. You'll understand the mechanisms, you'll feel the changes as you follow along, and you'll know how to use this 3-minute daily practice to start reversing biological aging. Let's begin with what's really happening inside your cells. Let's start with the science, because once you understand why this works, you'll never forget it. Nobel Prize discovery number 1, Osumi, 2016. Autophagy. Autophagy is your body's built-in recycling system. It cleans out damaged proteins, dysfunctional mitochondria, and cellular debris, the exact things that accelerate aging. When autophagy is high, cells regenerate. When it's low, aging speeds up. Here's where it gets interesting. Applying pressure to ST36, Zusan Li, triggers mild metabolic stress signals, enough to activate autophagy without fasting or intense exercise. In studies, ST36 stimulation increased AMPK activity, the same pathway activated during longevity fasting. In Taoist terms, this point was called the leg of 3 miles, because masters said pressing it could give you enough energy to walk 3 more miles even when exhausted. Science now explains why. Nobel Prize discovery number 2, Blackburn, 2009. Telomeres. Elizabeth Blackburn discovered that chronic stress shortens telomeres, those protective caps on your chromosomes that determine how fast you age. But she also showed that activating the vagus nerve reduces stress hormones and slows telomere shortening. Here's the link. Both ST36 and SP6 activate branches of the vagus nerve that regulate stress, inflammation, and hormone balance. This is not an abstract idea. When the vagus activates, cortisol drops, inflammation drops, blood pressure drops, and the biological damage of stress slows dramatically. Nobel Prize discovery number 3. Lowy, 1936. Vagus nerve function. Lowy discovered that when the vagus nerve fires, it releases a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is anti-inflammatory. It signals the body to stop releasing pro-aging cytokines. Studies show that ST36 and SP6 stimulation increase vagal activity so powerfully that inflammatory markers can drop within minutes. This means you're not just relaxing, you're flipping the master switch of your healing system. Centuries before microscopes, the Taoists of Wudang Mountain mapped these same pathways, not through science, but through sensation, meditation, and observation. They believed ST36 awakened earth qi, the deep reservoir of strength below the navel. SP6, they said, opened the 3 yin rivers, harmonizing the systems that govern vitality, hormones, and recovery. Monks used these points before long treks, deep meditation, and winter training to keep their bodies young even in harsh conditions. To them, these weren't pressure points. They were portals, gates into the body's renewal mechanism. Today, we call that mechanism autophagy, hormonal balance, vagal activation. Science caught up. Here's the truth that changes everything. ST36 turns on cellular regeneration. SP6 turns off systemic inflammation. One cleans the cells, the other calms the system. Together, they create the ideal internal environment for longevity. So the question becomes, how do you activate these points the way Taoist masters did, and the way research confirms? Let me show you. We'll activate 2 points, 1 on each leg. 3 minutes total. Point 1. ST36. Zusanli. The cellular regeneration switch. Sit comfortably. Place your hand on your kneecap. Slide your fingers down the outer edge of the shin until you feel a slight dip, about 4 finger widths below the knee. This tender, responsive spot is ST36. You'll know you're on it because pressing lightly gives a deep, dull sensation, almost like a warm echo inside the leg. Take your thumb and press inward and slightly upward. Hold for 30 seconds. Breathe slowly. If you're doing it correctly, you'll feel a spreading warmth, subtle tingling, a sense of strength or grounding in the leg. This is your autonomic nervous system responding. Right now, you're activating AMPK, your autophagy pathway, vagus nerve branches, anti-inflammatory signaling. You are literally turning on the same cleanup mechanism Osumi discovered. Point 2. SP6, Sanyin Jiao, the systemic reset switch. Move to the inside of your leg. Find the highest point of your ankle bone. Place 4 fingers above it. Directly under your top finger, just behind the bone, is SP6. This point is tender on almost everyone. It connects to 3 major yin meridians: liver, spleen, and kidney, responsible for hormonal balance, recovery, and deep restoration. Press inward toward the bone. Hold for 30 seconds. Breathe deeper now into the lower belly. You may feel a gentle soreness, a radiating sensation upward, a calming wave through the torso. This is vagus activation in real time. Right now, your body is releasing acetylcholine, Lowy's anti-inflammatory neurotransmitter, hormonal balancing signals, stress buffering compounds that protect telomeres. SP6 is the bridge between stress and recovery, combining both points. Now activate ST36 on one leg and SP6 on the other, alternating pressure every 10 to 15 seconds. You'll feel the system synchronize. Your breath gets deeper without trying. Your shoulders drop. Your mind steadies. This is the Wudang effect. 2 points opening the gates of the earth chi and the 3 yin rivers simultaneously. You're doing what monks did to maintain vitality into old age, and what Nobel science now confirms. This is your longevity system turning back on. Within 24 hours, inflammatory markers begin to decrease. Your vagus nerve becomes more responsive. You may notice deeper sleep or calmer breathing. Within 7 days, autophagy cycles strengthen, morning stiffness decreases, mental clarity improves as cellular waste is cleared. Stress recovery becomes faster. Within 30 days, telomere damage slows. Your biological age begins separating from your chronological age. Hormonal balance stabilizes. Energy feels more consistent throughout the day. Within 90 days, you've built a new internal baseline, lower inflammation, stronger cellular regeneration, and a more resilient nervous system. This is the foundation for long-term longevity, not a temporary boost, a measurable shift in how your body ages. You now hold in your hands 2 of the most powerful longevity switches ever discovered. Not supplements, not expensive therapies, just your own biology, reawakened. STEAT36 cleans the cells, SP6 calms the system. Together they reverse the internal conditions that accelerate aging. If you're committing to this 3-minute daily practice, comment, "I activate the longevity switches." Tomorrow's lesson will take this even deeper. We'll explore how breath, pressure, and intention combine to amplify autophagy and vagus activation simultaneously. Until then, take 3 minutes today to turn these points back on, because your lifespan may be written in your DNA, but your biological age is written in your daily practices.